Mitch, and I'm just all envious of the way you handle the word. But you don't get to that level without a team. Whether you be a baseball star in a Hall of Fame, people behind you that open doors for you. My wife, my daughters, my mom and my dad. I'd give anything for them to be living today, because they taught me two things in life. My mother used to always say in an uneducated way, my parents had a 5th grade education, but they had a doctorate of love. And we learned about family. We learned about love. We learned about respect. We learned about integrity. We learned about punctuality. I learned all things from my mom and dad. They weren't Harvard grads, but I'm not sure with any Harvard grad. They were great people. And my mother and father would say to me all the time, Richie, don't ever believe in can. And number 2, I would hear it 10 times a day. Richie, be good to people. If you're good to people, people are going to be good to you. My God, my second family's been ESPN. I don't know what I'd do without it, John. I know the day is coming. I'm 74 now. I can't hide the clock. And the day's going to hurt when I call you. And I told you recently, you're not going to have to call me. The day when it's done, I will pick up the phone. And I'd say to you, John, it's over. It's over. My memory retention, my excitement, my energy, my enthusiasm's wavering. But I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I feel like I match any 25-year-old now in energy and enthusiasm. I love you guys at ESPN. I love all of you. You've been great to me. You've given me a life that's exceeded any dream. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, had I gone back to coaching, I would have been dead by 50. I could not handle losing. It tore my hearts. You've given me balance in my life, and I will never, ever forget that. I have to thank my other team members, the coaches, the players, the fans. The fans have been so good. I get goosebumps when I walk in the arenas and they chant my name. And then finale, as Dave, you said today, Dave Stowell about the Genevieve. My guy Genevieve will not be remembered for cutting a nets down and winning a national title. His legacy will be George and Bucky. You guys are on the board of directors and you know it better than I. His legacy is going to be the millions and millions that have been raised to battle a disease that flat out sucks. I remember at my Final Four this year, doing the first Final Four with Jay and Brad Nessler that I've ever done in my life. It was international. But I got a text message from my wife, and it just crushed me. A youngster was going to come to my gala. The text message was, he will not be in your gala. He can't make it. He just passed away. Well, Dan was a tremendous host for us a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it. We brought up the family of the youngster. And we challenged the crowd. In 5 minutes, we challenged the crowd to put a research grant together in the name of that youngster to help others. And I was so proud. As in about 5 minutes, we started, raise your hand if you give us 50,000, 25,000, 20,000, 50 coaches raising their hands, no self-timers, all the guys. We put together for 300-some thousand in about 5 minutes, but that doesn't make it any better. I will tell you this, there's nothing I'm obsessed with more than helping kids battle cancer. Well, my wife and I had Dickie V Day at All Children's Hospital. And I went to that hospital, and I had a book. It's a children's book. It's A for awesome, B for ball, and buddy of mine bought 400 for everybody in the hospital. And the nurses and the doctors said, would you read to the kids? We bring them all out of their rooms. They brought these beautiful-looking kids, 5 and 6 years old. I'm sitting there reading, they're jumping. After one, they're running and jumping. When I got done, I said to the pediatrician and to the head nurse, I said, I don't understand. Those kids look healthier than my grandkids. He said, Dickie V, all those kids you read to, all of them, leukemia, brain cancer, tumors on the spine, and their moms and dads, they sit at their bedside. They're not worried about winning a game. They're not worried about making a deadline. They're worried about their child possibly making it through the night. They sit there from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. I told the crowd last night about a neighbor of mine living dream. 3 beautiful kids. Gorgeous little girl. Pain in the knee. And the pain in the knee ultimately became a tumor on the spine. Ultimately brain cancer. Ultimately she became blind and paralyzed and then lost her life. My wife and I and daughters went to the funeral. Cried like babies. Cried like babies watching a mom and dad put their child to rest. No parent should do that. And I vowed, I got emotionally involved. After the funeral, went to the mom and dad. So we cannot save their child. But I promise you, my buddies and I aren't going to let you down. We're going to raise $1 million in Peter's name. We're going to help other kids with all children's. And my wife, when we got in the car, she said, "Do you know what you just said? $1 million?" I said, "Hon, we're going to do it. I'm going to call all my buddies, call all the guys I know in coaching." At our last event, which Dan hosted, we had 83 celebrities, all free, all came for nothing, paid their way. Many wrote a check out. Over 800 people paid $1,000 a ticket. Because people know cancer is vicious. It is vicious. I am selfish. I am doing it because I want to protect. If my grandkids ever have that little headache, as one boy at my event, they don't mean nothing to you. Kyle, Erin, Ashley, I can go on, Dylan, a little girl, looks like Shirley Temple. I showed pictures of her last night again, showing us the people. Tatum Parker, she's a gorgeous little girl. What an inspiration she used to be. She had bone cancer, she had lung cancer, and she smiles and is on cloud nine dancer at the event. I thank you so much. All of you people that allowed me to live a dream beyond any dream I could have. To be in 12 Hall of Fames. I can't run, can't jump, I talk a lot, I'm loud, I got a body by rigatoni, but along the way, I love people, and people will be good to me. Just remember this, all you that are chasing your dreams, all you aspiring broadcasters and young ones that want to be a Bob Costas, and a Dan Patrick, and a Jay Billis, and a Dan Schumann, and a Peter King, and a Bob Ryan, and all the greats that are gathered here. Remember, they didn't get to the top of the mountain all of a sudden overnight. It was hours and hours and hours. And along the way, some bumps and some bruises. And you have to battle back. You find out what a champ is in adversity. I've often said, a team is T for togetherness, E for effort, A for attitude, and M for mental toughness. I've had a team that is mentally tough. But I also tell you this, as my mom said, and my dad, I close by telling you, don't ever forget to be good to people, because people will be good to you. God bless them. So much for treating my family and I like royalty. The people of Salisbury have been phenomenal, and you've been beyond what you've gone for us the last 2 days. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.